Good morning, gang. Happy Sunday. Happy August 1st. Happy first day of SHTF. Yeah, I know. Everybody's like, what the hell does that mean? Well, as you know, the rent moratorium is now officially over. Congress passed nothing. So we have roughly 11 million households that are now in line to get booted. Like I said last night, there's already been a run on U-Haul trucks and people leaving and everything. So what I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit, and something that we never talk about, I don't see on any of the channels or anything, we all prepare for going into SHTF. We never prepare for getting out. You know, how is the world going to change? Now, we all know, we've all talked that inevitably there's going to be two Americas, okay? If not three, four, or five, okay? If you want to talk about balkanization. But two Americas as in red America and blue America, or as in vaccinated America and unvaccinated America, all right? And I understand that they're kind of intermingled, okay? I mean, there's conservatives that are 100% pro-jab, and there's Democrats that are 100% anti-jab, okay? And that, so like I said, you know, this is not clear-cut, nice, okay, we're drawing a line right here, and everybody to the left is this, and everybody to the right is that, or whatever. So it's not like that. But you're already starting to see people drawing the line in the sand, I guess, if you will, okay? And how are we going to react to that? You know, everybody's favorite moron on TV, Don Lemon, okay? How this guy's still on TV? I mean, I understand why they canceled his show, but how he still gets any sort of press time or whatever is beyond me, because the guy is just completely lost it. So he's out this week saying, and I'll quote this here, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people are not going to agree with this, but don't get the vaccine, you can't go to the supermarket. You know? And he goes on, he says, don't have the vaccine, you can't go to the ball game. Don't have the vaccine, can't go to work. Don't have the vaccine, you can't come here. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Now, I find this very disturbing and very interesting at the same time. Disturbing that the fact that this guy is a nobody, okay? He's an American, but he's no more important than you or I, yet he's going to come out and say something like this. What I find most interesting is, in case you don't know Don Lemon is a gay black man. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever, okay? But comments like that, black man, remember here, certainly remind me of, you sit in the back of the bus. You can't sit at this lunch counter. Think about it. This whole debacle that the last 18 months has been, and everything that politicians are doing, trying to drive a wedge between people, red and blue, black and white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, you know, drive it between the ages. They are trying to revert us back to the early to mid 1900s, or 20th century, okay? You know, is he, I mean, literally, is he saying here, I'm calling for segregation? It's what it sounds like to me, you know? Sorry, you're not allowed to drink at this water fountain. How do we get out of this? Okay? I know, you know, and most everybody else knows that, you know, these guys run their mouths trying to be as radical, excitable, or whatever as possible because they want to generate views for their TV shows or clicks for their YouTube clips out of their channels or whatever it is. We know that, okay? I mean, and we're not foolish, okay? So you listen to people like this and you go, are you really trying to do this? Because I have absolutely no problem with anybody. I'm not going to. Let's put it this way. I got an email yesterday from somebody who wanted to come to the October meetup, and they had some concerns about whether they'd be accepted. And I'm like, don't worry about it. You know, we're Americans first. We're preppers second. All the rest of the stuff is so far down the hill, at least for us. Okay. I don't think anybody cares. You know, you're allowed to make your choices in life. Some of them you can't. Obviously, you can't pick your race. Okay. Unless you're Michael Jackson and you try to, but bad joke. Or Rachel Dolezal, there's another good one for you. But, you know, most Americans, I'd say probably 80% of them, at least, don't care if you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Democrat, Republican, whatever it is, if you're a good person. You know, you don't walk up to somebody and say, you know, let's say you're dating, okay, you know, and you're out at a club or something. I'm going back to when I dated, you know, not this, you know, but back when I was a teenager or whatever, I was, you know, 20s. You go out and you don't introduce yourself to the girl or the guy or go, you know, usually it starts off, hey, you want to dance or something like that. You don't start off, go, hey, are you Democrat? You know, it doesn't start that way, but that's what they're trying to make it sound like, right? So we got to come out of this at the end. And how is it going to work? Are we going to split up into multiple countries? I still believe that's going to happen. How is that going to work, though? Because use Texas, okay? Texas is a solid red state, okay? And I know people say it's purple and everything like that, but it's not, okay? Texas is pretty solid red, except then you get Austin, Houston, DFW, that the cities are, you know, blue as the sky. Are those people going to stay? Are those people going to leave? You're going to have those inner skirmishes. I mean, no matter what, there's not going to be a day where it's like, okay, this is the conservative states of America, this is the communist states of America, and everybody's going to go, okay, I'm moving to one side or the other. Like, no, you know what, I've lived here for 100 years, you know, my family's been here, we're not leaving. We are going to have to all somehow get along after all this is done. You've got the uber far left, you've got the uber far right, they're going to have the problems. Those of us that are, I'll give you this, okay, and this is the only way I can explain it. There's kind of a left to right paradigm, if you will, here. And I'd kind of go like this. You go on the far left and moving right. Communist, progressive, Democrat, rhino. And then as you move more toward the right, then you'd have Republican, conservative, patriot. Okay, and then you'd have white supremacist. I think you'd go that to the farthest to the far right. Okay, the far end fringes, the white supremacists, the communists, they're going to kill each other. Who cares? They can all die anyway. I don't care for either one of them. You know, I hope they kill each other. But as you get closer to the center, that's where society will rebuild itself. You know. Sure, we're always going to have disagreements. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us the greatest country ever. Because if everybody toes the line, then we're back to far left, communist, everybody agrees. Okay, it doesn't, we're far right, it doesn't matter. You know, if everybody agrees, you don't have a society, you basically got a kingdom, if you will. So how do we come out of this? That's what I want everybody to remember. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of patience. It's not going to take universal basic income. It's not going to take the World Economic Forum. It's going to take a lot of people with strong minds, strong hearts, strong backs to rebuild from the mess that socialism is causing upon the world. I mean, again, you figure the Soviet Union collapsed 30 years ago. This year, 30 years ago, 1991. The country's back on its feet. Russia's in pretty good shape, all things considered. But it doesn't happen overnight. It's not like, the Soviet Union collapsed on a Friday, and it was not like Monday morning everybody goes, woohoo, we're a free country now. Okay. That's not how it works. And it's going to be the same here. It's going to take years upon years upon years upon years. And if we are narrow-minded and, have blinders on and don't want to work together, shit's never going to get better. But there's got to be some. We've got to go back to the mindset of country and Americans first, okay, and get rid of all this greed and bullshit that is on both sides. Don't get me wrong, but we've got to stop these people from stoking the fire, going, we're better, it's all about us, you can't go to the grocery store because I say so. Bullshit, Don, okay? What if somebody comes up and says exactly the way you did it? I'm sorry, Don, you're black, you can't go to the grocery store. Would you put up with that? Because that's what they're pushing. And that's what we're fighting against. And that's what we got to come out of in the end. Have a good Sunday, y'all. Pinball out.